All right, what's up, everybody? I hope you can hear me. Um, Let me know. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me right now, please. Trying to set up my camera. Of course, I'm gonna have some kind of problems. Hey, Aaron Chase, hey, Outdoor Life. I'll have this thing fixed here in just a second. Let's see here. Yeah, that thing should be working. Let me do something real quick. Give me just a second. There we go. There, fixed it. All right, so that should be it. Let me get out of here. And I'm not there. Oh my gosh. Let's see here.
Are you laughing to yourself?
Yeah, I am laughing to myself because there it is. And it's all up in my grill. All right. The background thing is just not going to work today, I don't think. Let's see. It's the lighting. Oh, don't you love it? Hold on a second.
That it's all the way like over here behind the corner of the screen.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Prepare for something terrible to happen. Where is it?
If you can scoot back, I can get it.
Yeah, I can scoot back a little bit. Oh gosh, this is gonna be dangerous. Got it. Oh, it might work. Hit it to the next one. It's the middle button. There we go.
Better?
That's gonna work for right now. Yeah, thank you, babe.
And I'm hiding again, but I'm not actually hiding. So somebody commented something about how our last live was weird because Allie was hiding. No, I'm not hiding. I'm just not on the camera.
Yeah.
Just because we don't have everything set up for me. Like, yeah. It's not because I'm hiding. I'm just not on the camera.
I'm just blurring it right now. That's okay with me. Anyway, I hope everybody had a good Easter. Sweet D, thank you. We did. We had a good Easter. I'll tell you exactly what we do. That's like a tradition in our household. I'm lagging bad with this. I'm turning it off. So, yeah, I'm just turning that off. So, we have a tradition. We told our kids if we plant jelly beans in the yard, suckers would grow. Well,
like
lollipops, charms, blow pops, whatever. And that's been our thing like every year. The blur is better than the spaceship, in my opinion, Jill Galanisa. I'm just doing, you can see my shelf and my closet door, and that's fine with me. Anyway, so we do that, and the kids love it. So, but the main thing about Easter is definitely not candy and the Easter bunny and looking for eggs. It's the secular world has tried to make Easter into something that's not. It's supposed to be a representation of when Jesus rose after 3 days of being in the tomb. Um, where he died for our sins. And that we have all become, we're not Gentiles anymore. We are all, um, sons of God and God's chosen people. So that was the main thing that we were, try to teach our children. Oh, man. Microphone. Check. Okay. Anyway, oh, my son planted Skittles when he was 5. Skittles was a good idea too. Let me see that candy over there. I want to show them.
What, this candy?
Yeah. Have y'all seen these?
So Cam went to the store to, buy the
Starburst Pops. Oh.
I swear he went to the store to get the we'll say jelly beans, and that's it, because the suckers grew from the ground, and I swear he came home with like $50 worth of candy.
Yeah, I did. Here. And these suckers right here.
They are the best. Those were my favorite ones.
Candy apple, caramel candy apple ones. Oh man. Who said what? Said those lollipops are fire. Yeah, so Killer did have a killer. Killer Looks did have a fire live. Some things were brought up in that live that might help you to refresh your memory. Now, if I can still find them. One thing though that I really wanted to talk about is because I've always questioned Jose.
Same.
And there was there's a call when Jose was on panel with Justice for All, where somebody asked him why he threw his phone in the ocean. Well, that's not exactly what happened. Allegedly, from the story of Andrew Hiltz and Jeffy. Jeffy is Andrew Hiltz calls him his brother. He was on the trip down here when Jose got dropped off. And so on. So I want to let y'all hear something. And we're going to listen to it. And everything I'm using here is under fair use. So I want to bring this up, and I'm going to let y'all hear something. But the red truck that was found on the interstate, come back to 101 Ben Hill Road, which is the zoning address for 911. Because Candace, in a interview with the Times, Kingsport Times, says they found a red Toyota Tacoma on the side of the interstate, and the VIN number came back to 101 Ben Hill.
The tags were off of it.
And the tags were off of it. Well, that 101 Ben Hill is the Chambers, Don Chambers 911 zoning address.
Blue Roof Don.
Blue Roof Don. The Don Chambers who was down at the bottom of the property when Don Wells came home with the boys. But here, we're gonna listen to something.
Okay, chat. Ask a question or two. We're gonna let him answer, and I'm just gonna sit back a minute. Peter, can you post these pictures of Jose on your... No, I will not post any pictures of Jose on my fucking Facebook. Andrew, please get in touch with Chasing Truth. She's done a good job putting... I will see what I can do later on. But like I said, I'm going to open this up to you guys to ask Jeffy questions. Let's try not to browbeat him and be nice. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Enjoy it. Andrew, what, brainworms? Thank you, Jocelyn.
So bear with me just a minute. It's going to take a second to get into it. But he's talking about the phone being sent to Jeffy instead of being put in the ocean, what kind of phone it is. And then there's going to be a discussion that allegedly Jeffy and Jose had while Jose lived with Jeffy before coming to Tennessee. That's what we're going to be listening for.
Lost. Well, like I said, I'm going to open this up. If anybody wants to ask Jeffy some questions, feel free. Just don't bombard, please. Oh, we have one. Chasing Truth. Hi.
Hi, Andrew. Nice to meet you. Hi, Jeffy.
Hello.
Sorry, he's camera shy today.
I'm always
No, that's fine. We've been working on this forever. And when Jose came out, I really believed a ton of what he said. And then when we started putting stuff together, it got super confusing. Because first he said he got there in February or March. Then he went on the next interview and said that was May. But we know that Candace and her family went on vacation sometime in the summer. So we're like, well, did she leave Jose in the house alone? Was Allie staying there? Then we listened to the 911 call, which was from September 26th of 2020. And she said, I've been staying there a week. The lady, Candace, is bipolar.
Okay, so before we go any further, ICU says Andrew said they lied about all of it because he was pissed. Some of these parts, I'm sorry, but talking about it and it coming up, I know Andrew has lied about a lot, but some of this stuff, we don't know. Jeffy's telling it, and it's straight off the hip. And some of this stuff, Andrew tries to lead him, but some of it he doesn't. And I think that we need to listen to it just a little bit because of what Jeffy says. I'm just saying, take it with a grain of salt, but listen to it just in case.
She's threatening to blow our heads off. I went back up to get my kids and I can't get them. I need you guys to come here. So we're like, okay, that makes more sense because Andrew, Candace, and Allie all said they got there September 18th or 19th, right? Then when he was on the phone call with Justice, he said his phone was somewhere in the ocean. That could have been, whatever. And we don't know exactly what phone it was now, if he had more than one, because it sounds Jeffy got two of his phones.
No, he got just
one.
That's for you. She wants to know. She said it sounded like you said he had two phones.
Yes.
Well, that he sent you two phones.
No, you sent me one phone.
Okay. And that was after the Tennessee trip or before?
After.
So it was after. So the text message from the fish company, was that an older text message from July of that same year, do you think?
I have no idea. It was just there when I turned the phone on.
Okay, so you turned the phone on and you saw that. So it could have been July of 2020.
No,
because
no, man.
that would mean he went to work for the fish company after Tennessee, right? In Alaska.
She's asking, did he go after Tennessee?
Oh, I don't know. He could have.
All right.
Because he was living with you before Tennessee, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it would have to be after. And then he gets up there and he mails you his phone. You don't keep the phone anymore. And then you guys will contact after that anymore, right?
Nope. He just stopped talking to me.
And you guys feel like he's kind of a womanizer?
Well, when he was living with me, he was chasing the neighbors.
Which happened to be my second baby mama and my now ex-wife.
Well, don't forget the crazy lady that lived in the corner.
Yup, the crazy lady on the corner.
And you guys were friends at that time, and he was trying to sleep with your ex-wife.
Yeah,
And
because
your
she
baby
broke
mama.
up. Her and I were already broken up.
Okay. And I know you have concerns about him communicating with a younger female. I don't really want to say her name on here, but I heard Jeffy say he didn't care about age as far as the
Keep
females
your own
would
mind and
go.
your own experience about him and younger ladies.
Well, we were drinking one night, and he made the comment where if there's grass on the field, he can play ball.
I am so sorry, Chasing Truth. I know you're. I am so sorry you had.
That is the part that I want y'all to hear.
That's disgusting.
Now we need to get Jeffy up to talk about that. So Jeffy says that Jose says while they're drinking one night, if there's grass on the field, he will play ball. That's a problem, man. That's a problem. Now, is that a lie too with the phone? That just came out of left field. Bothered me. And it should bother everybody.
Yeah.
Because we do know a lot of things now that Jose said were not true. And I don't know where they came from. They came out of left field. Just the way he described some things of the house and everything, they weren't accurate.
Right.
But I did ask. This is one thing that did bother me. I asked Candace. I said, because if y'all remember, just here recently, I didn't hear it myself, but I was told that when Candace was on Crazy Critters on the Farm, whatever, she said that she didn't believe that that was the real Jose talking. Well, you can go back to my interviews with him, or my interview, not interview, but my live about when Jose was talking about it. And I'm talking about asking Candace if that's the real Jose. She said, I didn't think so at first, but yeah, it was. But something that really bothered me was, and we found out, yes, he did have a job when he was down here. He
Yes.
worked at that cat scratch post making place, whatever
Pet
it's called,
supply place.
pet supply place. He was down here for just a little while, like a
About
month,
I believe.
about a month. But when I asked where did grandma take him, they said that they couldn't remember. I said, you don't know where you took him and dropped him off? No, she don't know. She couldn't remember. Well, I find that hard to believe. Whether she's asleep and he's driving there, she still has to drive back. You know where you take somebody, especially if it's states away. Just my honest opinion. Yeah, Jeff was on the trip to Tennessee, and this is a part. Oh, I'm going to go back and rewind. They talk about meeting Candace and Allie at the storage unit place, and he asked if Summer or if her kids look to be abused, and they said no because that's the little girl that they gave a tabby cat to, an orange and white one. So they drove down here with a cat from New York. I don't know. Strange. I'm just saying. And I don't know. I want to know what's going on now with this. So now I'm hearing things from I saw in Killer Looks chat about Jose and a fentanyl overdose. Accidental fentanyl. I don't know if that's true. Where did that come from? I don't know. There's still, yeah, this is the thing. People don't want to believe anything that Andrew and them say, but their trip does not make sense. And he did only show receipts for a minivan U-Haul. You know, not the Penske truck. And remember what they said, that Jose stayed because he was pissed off because he had to ride in the back of the Penske truck all the way down here. So, oh Lord, sorry. I didn't know about his autopsy, Justin. That's the reason I asked. I hadn't heard anything about that. We only have one mod in here tonight. Let me see what people are saying. Someone else besides him for the answer. I actually have the Penske. I want to show y'all something though. I'm gonna finish playing this for a minute, and I'm gonna look for something to show you guys. So let's get back into that.
To hear that. I know that sounds very disgusting coming from a grown man. I am so sorry.
Yeah, I mean, my
how old
daughter's
would you say
16.
Jose is?
He has to be at least 47, 48 now.
Oh my Lord.
Do you know why he was no longer with his family?
He was no longer with the ex-wife because I'm assuming they had differences or whatever. But I never got into questioning that because that's no place for me. That was between him and his ex-wife. I was just being a
You
friend
said
of him to stay with me because he was down and out.
Okay. And he had been separated from her well before Tennessee?
Yes.
Because he said he was
living-
going through a mental
Before
breakdown.
he was living with me,
and
he
that's
was
why.
he stayed with his son for about a week or two. But before that, he was living with one of his friends that his mother knew, and he was staying with them and whatnot.
So
pretty much the reason he got kicked out of there was because the husband was accusing him of sleeping with his wife.
That's very similar to what he said the reasoning was that he had to leave the Wells home because Don Wells felt as though he was trying to, I guess, mess around with Candace or something. And that's why Allie and Candace also got into an argument because Allie felt like he was trying to, or he was sleeping with Candace. So would you guys put that past him if he had slept with Allie and then tried to sleep with Candace?
Listen, I still believe he slept with baby mama number fucking 2. And
he tried. He was writing poems and stuff to her.
Yeah, but I still think he also slept with the ex-wife as well.
Could have.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, he slept with Allison. I mean,
true.
I want to put it past him, dude.
So that's so crazy. He tried to sleep 2 of yours and wants to sleep with the other child's mother.
Yeah, that she'd be my oldest son's mother, H's mom.
Hunter's mother. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Hunter's my oldest.
Right. Right. Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, we can't really firm up the timeline much more than to say that it was after Tennessee that he was in Alaska, or we think that he went to Alaska. We've seen the text messages that were on the phone. The phone's gone.
Also, so the lab says, shouldn't we be talking about what Don Wells said and talking about that came from True about the body from hell thing. Now, True, if you want to go look at her Facebook, she's not wearing barely anything, showing her rear end in pictures.
It's disturbing.
That's her Facebook picture. She is
her age.
allegedly involved with a gang. There's a lot of stuff that she said that have come out to not be accurate as well too. But this is what I want to show. I found what I wanted to show real quick. So check this out. Right here. You guys know who Jennifer Coffendorfer is? Right? You've seen her from, she's, News Nation uses her all the time as a, an expert because she's former FBI special agent. This is what she said about the Jose stuff when Jose first came on the scene and started talking. Jose Roman made disturbing claims against Candace Wells and Don Wells. If he lied, he could face slander charges. If true, Candace Wells and Don Wells could have violated the law, hoping law enforcement will interview Jose Roman about claims and investigate true info related to Candace Wells, Hunter, and Don Wells. Summer Wells relevant to the case. This here, why for her to say this, she's questioning him.
Right.
This is a former FBI agent questioning Jose. Now, what's your thoughts? Hey, jerks, good to see you in here. Thanks for coming over here. I needed some mods, so I appreciate it. Now, yeah, innocent until proven guilty, said True wanted Summer for her own. Let's see, okay. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so this is the thing. The lab said, shouldn't we? He was 3,000 miles away when Summer went missing, and now he's gone. Is there, have we seen proof that he's 3,000 miles away? How can you rule him out? If just because I really did not like this. This man, his stories did not add up. He also made claims about showers and Summer and all that, which did not make sense. How he laid it out. How do we know where he was exactly? I haven't seen proof that says he wasn't, in there. This is a stranger who came into town with in an already suspicious group of dudes who come down here from New York, and their story doesn't make sense. They say they're in a moving truck. They say they come to look at an address that yet nobody has been able to verify. There's a race going on that allegedly when they came here. It was COVID, so there were no race fans at this race because they weren't allowing race fans to be at that race. So race traffic would not been here.
Didn't he say something about they came down? It was like the spring race, and it wasn't the spring race because the spring race had gotten postponed and then it did not have any spectators. And then he said he was here for like 6 months and
Yeah, he wasn't here for 6
Yeah.
months. He was here for a month and maybe some change.
Right.
And that's exactly what Candace said. Now, Don Wells was gone to Utah for almost 5 to 6 months, and he had the oldest son with him because I talked to Sonia, his sister, who was helping with his virtual schoolwork. And Don was staying in between the camper in his dad's driveway and his sister Sonia's home. Just let's see here. How do we know there weren't other Jose on that property? True. Listen, that admitted to assaulting them. Listen, this is the thing though, the lab, and I refuse to not look at everybody.
Wow.
Don, yes, of course, Don has a lot of questionable situations and things in his life, but one, if you look at his criminal record, he does not have any sexual assaults or anything of that kind on his criminal record. There's a lot of other questionable people that need to be looked at, and not just him. And I refuse to just be just to put blinders on and look at one person. There's so many people that. How come every single person involved in this case says something different? There's nobody that's on the same page.
Yeah, that's a problem.
It's a big problem. Refuse to. And listen, the other night when I was asking questions on your live to Chris McDonough, I was not being rude in the least bit, but it does matter if you know ahead of time that Don was found hiding in a shed on his mom's property, then because this is the truth. Now we can go back. I can pull it up. Candace told him he could go look in that shed when he first asked. And then he said, no, you don't have to. And she says, well, I don't want anybody to get hurt, is what she said, because there's tools everywhere. But she did not deny him to look in those sheds. But if he knows ahead of time that Don was found in a shed when he was running from charges in Utah, then you're painting a picture by saying, oh, I bet he was there hiding in it. He could be. Whatever. Tomato. And it's also been shown that it was not pornographic material being shown on the TV in the basement. Yet after he was corrected, he did go on court TV and say it again right after it. Chris McDonough did. So those things are painting a picture. If you're singling out one person who has been in jail and police have had the ability to interrogate him over and over and over through the whole time that he was in their facility, why haven't they charged him yet? If his alibi does not stand up, why have they? That would be a problem.
Right.
There would be way more interrogations happening if his alibi was not sound.
Right.
Now, even the police out of their own mouth say the real possibility that they didn't say wandered off in the lead investigator's interview. They said snuck away. So saying that she knew she wasn't supposed to leave property, but she could have snuck away to go play. That's another big thing that I don't hear a lot of people talking about. the lead investigator also says that they are not discounting and saying that an abduction didn't happen. They just ain't putting all their eggs in that basket, is what they said.
They shouldn't. They should. I mean, nobody should be putting all of their eggs in any basket at this point, because
That's
there's
true.
not any evidence pointing to one specific thing.
The reason I only brought up CM is because that's, I asked a question on there. And I think it is important. If you're painting a picture of somebody and you're constantly pushing that narrative and you won't listen to anything else, that's a problem. I'm just saying, I'm not talking about him anymore right now. That's not what I wanted to show. I'm wanting to show that this stuff that Jose said, allegedly to Jeffy, who he lived with, could be a problem. I'm going to pull that back up. And I'm showing that Jennifer Coffendorfer, former FBI, made a tweet saying if he said these things, he could face slander charges. That's what I'm focusing on. So, hold on. All right.
And you guys are sure we saw the receipt of when you guys got the truck.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the receipt pretty much is concrete. You can't, there's nothing, he can't really say it was May and he doesn't have any receipts if the man who rented the truck
Later
is
on
right
today,
beside you.
I'll get the actual confirmation of when.
Brown Bear Jamboree, yes, he did say that it wasn't porn on his show, but he went on Court TV, and I can show you the clip, and said that it, like Girls Gone Wild thing, and it wasn't. I'll show you exactly what it was that was on the TV. Hold on just a second. And I'm going to play this while I look for it.
And we got the U-Haul and all that, because the person I went through has all that on her emails. So I can.
Oh, that'd be great. Because this was, I mean, he said he was there for 6 months and he had all this in-depth information about the goings on in the house. But in reality, it sounds like he was there for 30 days, which, yeah, you do see a lot in 30 days, but not as much as you would see in 180 days.
Exactly.
So I don't know why he's fabricating this stuff. This is
what's
very
his
strange.
infatuation with losing of virginity?
What, he likes cherries? What?
No, he's been infatuated with talking about Hunter and his sister's loss of virginity.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, that was very odd. He got into some detail about things about children.
I didn't watch the interviews or nothing like that, so I really have no idea.
Yeah, I did send him the link though.
I'm working.
He works overnights, and I did send him the links, and he sleeps during the day. It's just he has Thursdays and Fridays off, and I let him in on a few things of what was going on about Jose, lying about living with him and everything else. And
I'll be right back.
All right, he's gonna make a quick call. And I didn't want him to, be put out there, and not being able to say, "Yo, this is what's up."
Well, I'm glad that he did come out, since he was an important figure in all of this.
But as you can tell by the way this is going, there's no way in hell it's scripted.
No, he's like, who said the Wells? He's like, what the hell's the Wells?
Yeah.
Oh
So
God,
you already know that there's
on.
no way in hell this is. The only time I talked to him since I asked him to come up and I posted it in my community section was to make sure he was coming. Because usually on his days off, he's out doing his own thing. So
yeah, when he said the color of the kitten, I was a little taken aback. That's a pretty major thing, throwing out kittens to dogs. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that Jose said it was a gray kitten, but that's why I was surprised when he said that. Oh, what a mess.
But Oh, and yes, yes, this is, by the way, welcome. It's good to see you. And
Thank
this
you.
is the Moist channel.
I hate that word. I only tuned into you the other day and you kept saying it. I was like, oh my God, I won't be listening again. But then I
Oh,
heard
listen.
him on. I'm like, okay, I'm listening again.
But listen, don't take it as disrespect, but that's something my chat came up with.
It's such a
I've been
gross
wanting to quit
word.
this thing since 5 days after I started, and my chat won't let me.
Well, yeah, they're trying to see if they can pick any information out of you for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's
So you got
obsessed with this case.
The Precious says, with all due respect, you're playing a portion of a lie from over a year ago from a lying deadbeat career criminal. Ellie had spoken to Jose and cleared Jose. How do you know Jose was cleared? Please tell me that. How do you know that he was even talked to? Because he said he was? People can say anything. And I don't know. Has anybody else seen anything proving there's a lot that is questionable with that? And this is the problem. Yes, we should be playing an interview from somebody who lies a lot about different things, because what stops them from lying about why they came down in the first place? There's a lot that doesn't make sense. There's a lot of proof they did not show, and there's a lot of things that they sat here and said that Jose was talking about being obsessed with when people lost their virginity. He said that on his own interview, right? So obviously there's some something sexual that needs to be looked at with all of them. I mean, I know Andrews explained his panda obsession as being his favorite animal, but
I'm sorry, I still think that that's disturbing.
the panda thing is very disturbing. If you don't know what the panda stands for, and with pedophiles and people that are into that nasty in that nasty world, and the panda eyes and all that, it's weird. It's weird. And we've heard Andrew say that he had a problem and was addicted to sex. He said this on his own interview. These people all came down here. It was first stated that it was men and children, right, that came down. Alan, wasn't it first said that they came down here traveling with children?
Yeah.
Did they visit Hunter when they were down here? I don't know. I don't know what. There's a lot of things that need to be looked at. Just because people can say, uh, people say, "Oh, you have to discount him because I talked to him." Just because somebody did an interview with him and they feel one way doesn't mean that it's still other people don't question things. And I found a lot of the things that he said were very questionable. Whose house did they find Summer behind allegedly when she snuck away the one time Jose said she did? Oh, she left the property and was behind behind a shed. He said, was that the shed on the property? Was it the shed at the bottom of the property? That right there, if that's true, then what if somebody was watching and knew that she did that, and she frequented a place far away from the home that she could be picked up from? These are all very big questions that should have been dove into during the time that Jose was talking, instead of just throwing it to the wayside. Look, I'm not saying the panda stuff is stupid. Yes, I'm not talking about the pandas on Summer's pool. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Andrew's obsession with pandas. Did you see his logo? Hold on a second. And I'll tell this to his face. It makes no matter to me. Look right here. Let's see if I can click on. I don't want to lose. I don't care. Is that not strange to you? Is the name Moist Podcast not strange to you? Something doesn't make sense. And exactly, Jose was not perfect. He didn't call and report all these things if he felt there was a problem within the home. Why didn't he report them to social service? Why didn't he make that call? You know, I'm sorry. If it was as bad as what he describes, why didn't he do something about it? He also claims to have seen Dawn take these work trips in a red truck and all that. There's no way he could have, because any way you look at it, he was only there with Dawn for a weekend,
about
7 days total.
and they were both working
They were
full-time jobs.
They were both working full-time
So
jobs.
they would have only seen each other in the evenings, and then that weekend, and Dawn went to jail.
Yeah. He knew they already were being investigated. I see. How were they already being investigated in October of 20? And Dawn and Josie were in Utah.
For the 5 months prior to that, almost 6 months.
Yeah, almost 6 months prior to that. That doesn't make.
Mother knew, and he was staying with them and not whatnot.
So
pretty much the reason he got kicked out of there was because the husband was accusing him of sleeping with his wife.
That's very similar to what he said. The reasoning was that he had to leave the Wells home because Don Wells felt as though he was trying to, you know, I guess mess around with Candace or something. And that's why Allie and Candace also got into an argument, because Allie felt like he was trying to, or he was sleeping with Candace. So would you guys put that past him if he had slept with Allie and then tried to sleep with Candace?
listen, I still believe he slept with baby mama number fucking 2. And
no, he tried. He was writing poems and stuff to her.
yeah, but I still think he also slept with the ex-wife as well.
Could have.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, he slept with Allison. I mean,
True.
I want to put it past him, dude.
So that's so crazy. He tried to sleep with 2 of your exes, then went to Tennessee and slept with your other child's mother.
Yeah, that she'd be my oldest son's mother, Hunter, H's mom.
Hunter's mother. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Hunter's my oldest.
Right. Right. Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, we can't really firm up the timeline much more than to say that it was after Tennessee that he was in Alaska, or we think that he went to Alaska. We see.
If that's true, what Moist stands for? Who said that? Rhonda Moon? Is that true?
Snow said it too.
It's men on internet for traffic.
Men operating in S trafficking.
Oh, so come on, man. If it's right in front, maybe they're working on something. Something ain't right. If Andrew's mouth is moving, he's lying, then that's a problem. Then if he's lying, I know he lied about coming to Summer's Day and all that and saying he was in Tennessee, but that means that man will lie about anything and everything. So do you think if he'll lie about something stupid like that, he ain't going to lie about something big? Yes, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Why would Don bring a work truck home from his employer when he has his own truck?
Yeah.
He had his own white Sonoma, GMC Sonoma work truck. That makes no sense. I don't know. This is a big problem. That dude's lying about he has the panda for the picture. He has moist as the name of his channel. He's already said he's addicted to sex. They're sitting there having conversations about what?
I can't say what else. Andrew also said that he'd seen a video.
Yeah, he said he saw a snuff film. Liar is a liar is a liar. It's true. So, if this is true and Andrew is in connection with this kind of stuff, would his brother be? Would his friend Jose be? This is a problem, and I think it should have been investigated. What was the trip about? Where's the truck?
That's the main question here. Is that the whole trip does not make sense. It doesn't make sense, no matter how you look at it. And they have all lied about the trip. They have not one of them has told an accurate timeline or showed receipts for the full trip with the Penske truck and the U-Haul. And they say that they're traveling with children, and then I don't know. I just find it all very disturbing.
Yeah, nothing makes sense about their trip.
Nothing.
Rennie says Andrew got a panda tattoo on a date that is alleged to be celebrated in the pedo world. Alice Day. Can't speak to the validity of this date, but I find it concerning. I do too. This shows you how they would act as a group. Exactly. Thank you. Exactly. Look, he came onto the scene. Andrew came onto the scene in J is for Justice's chat before anybody knew who he was with that panda picture. He's already been using that for a long time. He says, "Oh, that's just my favorite animal," and he's like, "I want to save the pandas for the world."
Your excuse,
yeah,
perfect. You're not going to come out and say, "Oh yeah, because I'm a pedophile."
Yeah, you got David Dotson down here who, now, if you heard the behavior panel, and there's somebody in here that knows about the behavior panel better than most.
Yes.
If she's still in here.
I think she left a little bit ago, but still.
Anyway, if you remember that interview, David Dotson was really, really talked about, and the behavior panel really keyed in on him. And they were asking Don Wells why, if David Dotson had a lot of contact with Summer.
Oh no, she's still here. Sorry.
Aaron Chase. Yeah, she knows. If David Dotson had a lot of contact with Summer, and Don said yes. So, why is that?
Because if you recall, David Dotson had not been going to that church very long.
No, he became a member just a month before.
Yeah, and I think he'd only been there like maybe 3 months.
Yeah, and you have the the video from the church. Whoever was in the church running the camera all the time,
obsessed with Summer. Yeah, is what it seems like.
It seemed like they were obsessed with Summer because they were always filming her. But you see David Dotson making the sign language for Cookie, and she looks scared to death of him. I'm just saying, man, these are things that I believe are very, very valid things to be looking at. I refuse to just comb over it and say because he said this or that, that it means that he's not, that they shouldn't be looked at. Well, Andrew's a liar. He's Hunter's dad. He's a deadbeat dad, so we refuse to look at him. He is obviously self-admitting and putting out very strange images and things. He talks about very strange things. It's a problem. And then what about the bikers that were sent down to allegedly get Hunter? these people were known pedos.
Right.
And Andrew's story about linking up with them, Jill Gallinati, thank you for bringing
Yes,
that up.
thank
Thank
you.
you so much. How Andrew linked up with the Bikers Against Abuse or whoever those people were that came and were going to take Hunter out of his bedroom window for Andrew. I mean, who does that? You know, Andrew can't pay those people. Something just doesn't make sense. She said, so Crystal Boone said, wasn't there a assistant pastor or something and he's an RSO in the church? I don't know. Possibly, I don't know. Yeah, innocent until proven guilty. I'll do that. So I'll explain something real quick before we go to that. And if you want to call in, here's your chance to do it before I do that. If you have any thoughts, call in. The number's going across the bottom of the screen. You can call in right now. Give us your thoughts on what's on all of this. Number's 202-455-4437. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm going to take that down. There we go. Thanks for calling in. This is Cam and Allie cracking cases. It's going. How are you? It's for who? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Some people are saying they can't hear you. Let me make sure that the speakers are on right. I don't understand how they couldn't.
No problem.
Guys, can you hear? Can't hear the call.
Can you hear me?
Here, let me fix that real quick. It's happened. This has happened every time I do it, and I don't understand. I'll have to
No
change.
problem.
Here, I got this. I'll change it real quick. All right. Guys, can you hear now?
Are you able to hear me, everyone?
Yeah, they say they can hear you now. Oh, thank you. That's a good question.
His death certificate was released today, is what I am hearing, or yesterday one. But I have not seen it myself.
Gosh.
Okay,
Well,
so
you guys have some really great points tonight, and that was just my question.
so people that if y'all missed out, I pulled that screen back up, so you should be able to hear her now. She asked if we ever got solid proof of Jose's passing, and to my knowledge, I haven't seen anything. Yeah, Justin, has there been? I'll wait and see.
All right. Well, guys, that was my only question. I will let you go. Stay blessed and have a great rest of your night. I'll go back in your life.
All right. Thank you so much.
And I will look
Thank
for that,
you.
and if I
Bye-bye.
find it, then we'll pull it up.
Sounds great. Allie, thank you. Good night. Bye.
Good night.
Night.
Okay, let's see. You're on Cracking Cases. Can you hear us?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, I think justice for all in the chat. I wanted to ask a question. What about the phone that Jose threw in the ocean? Can he talk about that now that Jose is, passed?
Good question.
That's a very good question. I can pull that clip up if we have to. Justin, can you talk about that? Why it was advised that he couldn't talk about the phone in the ocean thing? So they said, so everybody's saying, to go back on the first caller's question, if there was proof of Jose's passing, it says that they said it was on a channel tonight of a fentanyl OD. So I didn't see that.
I didn't either, but that's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Yeah, I seen something about the death certificate, and I mean, and if he was on fentanyl, like if he was a user for a while, doing fentanyl.
Yeah, I wonder if it was like something that was had fentanyl like spiked in it or was cut with it. I don't know. I don't know if he was a fentanyl user or what.
It's on America True Crime.
It's on American True Crime, and it says San Diego.
County of San Diego.
Here, I'll pull it up real quick. But yeah, let's see. What Justice for All says. It was
And I mean, if he was a fentanyl user, like if he was an addict, I mean, it could have impaired the whole interview that he done with Justice for All.
Very true. And Justin said that it was meth laced with fentanyl.
Oh, wow.
So can we talk about the phone and the ocean thing now? Because see, now they're saying that Andrew said that they lied about it. Because what I was playing just now, right before that, Andrew was talking about how Jose didn't throw the phone in the ocean, that they actually mailed it to Jeffy, and Jeffy didn't know where it was now, and he broke it and threw it away or something. So I don't know the truth about that either.
Then they're saying that Andrew said that he lied about.
Yeah, then they're saying that Andrew said he lied about that because he was pissed off, which is possible because Andrew does a lot of weird things and lying. Yeah. Let's see if Justin has to answer me on that. Yeah, I'm gonna pull that up let me pull that up for America True Crime.
Okay, and I'll hang up and get back down in chat.
All right, thank you, and I'll see what he says, and I'll go over it. Thank you for calling.
Okay.
You have a good night. Hey, Jack, how are you? Let's see here. Somebody else. We'll see if somebody else is going to call. All right. Let's see. I'm going to pull this up from American True Crime.
Apparently, they read the autopsy and showed the death certificate. So.
Okay, so if American True Crime is in here is watching, I hope you don't mind that I'm going to play just a little bit of this so we can talk about it. What? Who?
Justin. Answer.
He threw it when he got mad one day when he went to Alaska. The phone is not a big deal. You don't need the physical phone to get data off of it. But well, as far as the internet stuff and that, but if it's an encrypted, if he's messaging through an encrypted site like WhatsApp or anything like that, yeah. But as far as getting, you do have to have the device as far as um when you have to text messages and things like that, like on the regular
Well, not text messages because you can get those from the company, like the actual provider.
from the actual provider. But
but
what about like
images and things?
a burner phone?
Right.
Images, pictures taken by that. Now that
By
would
that device.
by that device. Yeah, if you had images taken by that device, not saved to like Google Photos or anything like that. But you remember, just like H said, Candace's, what he say, her photos, her good.
Messages, that the deleted text went to her.
He said he went in and cleared out her, or she cleared out her Google. What did he say that it was saved to under? It was something that didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would have to have the phone for images and things like that that might have been taken on it. Can they get data off a burner phone? I don't know. Not if it was just, not if it's not under, his name, or he doesn't register that, a lot of people that have burner phones, they don't register it under a real name or a real person. What did Killer Look say? Yes, I remember as my scratch and sniff cracking head cases down a dark alley. Oh boy, you're hilarious, you idiot. Bye bye. He got mad about. Killer Look said he got mad about BH. Nobody said Jose was murdered.
Well, Killer Look said I was emailed by an associate of Pander that Jose got hemmed up by 8 guys that made it look like self-inflicted.
Well, look, I don't know. What is it? How disturbing is it that a lot? There's been, you can count more than on one hand of the people that are passed away since Summer went missing. Okay, Leslie is passed away. She was on the porch when H was interviewed by Chris McDonough. You have Jerry McLean, he also died of a fentanyl overdose. You have Jose, now reported allegedly died from a fentanyl overdose. You have Breonna Tester, who was unalived in an apartment in Johnson City, who they said had connections to Candace and all in the family. She was also Breonna Tester had also allegedly had charges for a kidnapping charge on another child that she took and gave to other family members. So, just saying. Hey, what's up, Leandra? How are you doing? You can call in just to chat with us. It's okay. Leander, you go ahead and call if you want to. Yeah, you have Marlena Crawford's father, who was the pastor at the House of Prayer, where is Frank Light is staying at the trailer right behind the House of Prayer on Light Hollow Road. Don Wells had connections to him too. Who else is there? There's somebody else in there
What? Sorry, I was.
that passed. Since
Who did you say I was?
got Breonna Tester, Rick Crawford, Jerry McClain, Leslie, Breonna Tester. Did I say that? You know, who was the guy they found in the creek 4 days after Summer went missing? Remember that? Was that Earl Taylor?
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know, man. So I'm gonna play this real quick. We're gonna look at this for a second.
Yeah.
Oh,
Neil.
Mary Sexton.
Yeah.
Mary Sexton's passed. You know, and that's where prints were found on her property. You know, you got to think about all those people up there. I mean, what the hell? There's big issues. Clesta Maddox' husband, Earl Taylor. Now, Clesta Maddox was reported, isn't that to be Hunter's girlfriend's mother?
Allegedly, I think.
Allegedly. Earl Pumpkin Taylor. That's right, Tig. Yep, Sherfy's girlfriend's mom, Mary Sexton. We said that. Leslie and Fred Hill's sisters. I don't know about that.
Leslie's last name is Hill, and yes, the ex-wife of Fred Hill, the Wells neighbor.
Is that true? We need to, verify that. Sassy Nana 72 says, no way she was kidnapped. Not enough time. How is that not enough time?
The child can be kidnapped in 7
seconds. America's Most Wanted. His son. What's his name? John. I can't think of his name either, but anyway, his son was taken in less than 11 seconds, and just like that.
John Walsh.
John Walsh, yeah. Adam Walsh.
Adam Walsh, yeah.
Yeah, look, Tony Hammonds ran up on
Fred Hill's father, yeah.
Yeah, Fred Hill's father. Let's see here. I believe so. I believe that too. I believe that Summer was either playing off the pro. You hear Jody Sue say that she was not down there in the creek anymore. Do you remember that? You hear, I mean, just all sorts of stuff. There, nobody can tell the truth, but yet law enforcement. This is my problem. Where the prints were located on Mary Sexton's property, those people all work for the sheriff's department, work for Ronnie Lawson. Mary Sexton's other daughter, Cricket Manis, and her husband, they work for Hawkins County. Now, Christy Mock is Mary Sexton's other daughter. She was a sergeant at Hawkins County Corrections, or the jail there, and she was with Donald Sherfy Sr. That's where I'm guessing they met or something. These
Jody
people,
Sue's brother died too.
Huh?
Jody Sue's brother.
Jody Sue's brother died.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just saw Robin.
Oh. Let's talk about this too. On the 16th, Daniel Sherfy makes a Facebook post on June 16th, the day after Summer goes missing. Says, I lost my cell phone. Hit me up on here. That's convenient, isn't it?
Yeah.
Prints found on Mary Sexton's property where Don Sherfy Sr. stays, where his son, who is a now registered sex offender, would have been visiting, and he claims not to. But if his father's and Christy Mock, it's funny that his mother and father are not on the Facebook page of his arrest defending him. Christy Mock is.
Right.
The dad, Mary Sexton's daughter, isn't on there defending him. But yet, Don Sherfy Jr. wouldn't have been out there, as what their father says. Problems. Everything is a problem.
No, the footprints that were found had Summer scent on them, and they went around and asked all of the neighbors to see like what size shoes their kids wore.
The dogs alerted that, so they got Summer scent from a sock or a shoe.
Yeah.
Sock and shoe that was outside. That's how they got the scent for the scent dogs. They alerted on Summer scent on the 19th of June, and was said to the property owner that it had to have been, the print had to have been found left between the 15th and the 19th. It was cast by law enforcement. Dave Rader has verified these. Look, there's a lot. It can't be from another child. They went through all of Josh Phillips' kids. Looked at the shoe sizes. None of them matched. So she says, okay, so the behavior panel even thinks Candace knows more. I just went back and re-listened.
Yes.
Yeah, they said this is what Dr. Phil and them said at the end of they believe she knows something that she doesn't know that she knows.
Right.
Whatever that means.
Right. That she has unknown knowledge, basically.
Yeah.
Which is very possible.
Sweet D said, I believe his phone was confiscated for evidence in May when Sherfy Jr. got busted. Okay. So, yeah, is that when Sherfy Jr. his indictment was May of 2021? Yeah. But whose phone are you talking about with being confiscated?
Unless for some reason he had been on his uncle's phone.
Daniel Sherfy is Donald Sherfy Sr.'s brother.
Yes.
Who is best friends with Frank Light. Allegedly. His phone was lost allegedly on June 16th. I have a picture of that.
Well, he said on June 16th, he said that he had lost his phone.
Yeah. I do too, Dixie. I do too. Cam and Allie, thank you. Please remind people about the person in Alaska seen Jose with a little boy and a dog. Could have been a girl with her dog. Oh. Now, do you know about that?
I think somebody said Harsh did a video on that at some point.
I'll have to go look at that.
Yes, Summer was barefoot. Allegedly. They said likely to be barefoot.
Barefoot, because they found the prints. The
prints were barefoot.
Footprints. Yeah, a child's barefoot footprint. One on the single footprint on the Mr. Phillips property, and then 3 allegedly on the Mary Sexton's and back on the back part of that property. I want to mention, in case some people don't know, Kim and Allie did not put out prints to be devious. It wasn't info that was a secret. The landowner came out about it on the 18th. Thank you, Leander. These were the landowner talked about it in a Summer Wells discussion group on Facebook on June 18th and continued to post for
that whole weekend.
the whole weekend and some, because I have all of those.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Candace know if Summer had her shoes on or not? Well, seeing as that all the shoes that you see Summer in pictures in were found around the property, I guess you can deduce that she was barefoot.
And she also, you have to think, this is in the country, and when I was little, I ran outside without shoes. I still run outside without shoes on all the time. So Summer probably never put shoes on whenever she was just going outside to play on the swing or to sit right there at the little concrete area outside the door of the basement.
Yeah, the footprint was a barefoot footprint. So this is another thing I want to add too, and I talked about this in Killer Looks chat. So I have never dropped this one. So Grandma, now I believe when she went to the emergency room that she did not get rote pain medication that day. I think that they went up there and tried, and it didn't happen because what they said allegedly was that she got ibuprofen 800. That's what she allegedly said, but you know that she got something else because we know that now, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get at. But this is the one thing we do know. When Grandma left right after Summer disappeared and went to Wisconsin, she went to her doctor appointment that she never misses. Now it's been reported, and I'm not saying from good sources, that she was known to distribute her pain pills from that property. So I theorized this, and I'm not the only one that theorizes this. What if somebody came up there to purchase said pain pills and had somebody in the vehicle with them and saw Summer outside playing, or had been coming up there and frequenting that property whenever they do come to get alleged narcotics, and had been, targeting Summer for a while? What if they got out of the vehicle while somebody was inside the camper doing their thing and took Summer, and that's why the prints were found in random places? This is just a hypothesis. This is just a guess.
I plead the fifth. So, yes, they allegedly, the dogs followed her scent to the bottom of the driveway. It was stated it was the dog trail, but it was actually the bottom of the driveway.
Because he says Sheriff Austin
did not have like an actual path, they didn't follow her scent from there to the woods to the footprints. They just happened to be searching in the woods, and they had the search dogs out there, and they found the prints because the dogs hit on the prints, hit on the scent on the footprints in the woods.
And they couldn't tell if there was adult prints with it, because Search and Rescue had been all over that property and treaded through that area before the dogs alerted on her scent.
Before the dogs were brought out there to that location. And there was one footprint on one property, and allegedly there was 3 footprints on the other property.
Yeah. Kim Holmes said, I heard it was ibuprofen 800 and some kind of steroid shot. That was what she told. But it's
never been, obviously nobody could ever really say what it was, because that would be HIPAA unless she came.
Listen, nobody here is saying that Jose is responsible for taking Summer.
No.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if they are part of a group of individuals that are doing things like that and are involved in uh, anything nefarious like that, who's to say that Summer wasn't talked about around a group of these individuals? And somebody did, it can't be discounted. I think that we see it all the time about children and the things that are, it's gross. Let me see if I can find this. I'm gonna play this video real quick. Hold on a second. I'm gonna find it because I'm getting irritated. I want to show this. So where are those videos I pulled off and downloaded from the tablet? You remember?
Mm-mm. No.
I do. Hold on. Here's another inconsistency that people need to think about too. What about this one? What was said by, remember what Candace said about Sherry Mullaney, Allie's mom, not seeing her in months?
Right.
Look at this. This is from Candace's Facebook, March 12th at 12:21. Me and Sherry Mullaney eating at Chili's. There's pictures of, that's Allie's mom. Let's see here. I'm going to look for one more thing and then I'm just going to close this because I'm not going to argue. It's just, I mean, if you can't have a discussion about things, because nobody knows anything, there's no facts of anything yet. So everything is up for discussion and it should be. Okay. Let me see here. What? Say it. Tell me. I'm trying to find something. Yeah, this is another thing that. Hold on.
I shot for it.
Let's see here. Here it is.
My leg was messing up on me, and we were afraid something was wrong with my knee. I have a knee replacement, and she was worried that there was something wrong with it. And she took me into the hospital, and I ended up getting a shot for it to get rid of the pain. And they prescribed me medication to get the swelling down out of my knee, around my knee, because it was inflamed. And then we waited around for my prescription. Summer went swimming that day at the horse stables, I believe it was. And then we come back and I went in my camper and after we brought my groceries in for me, and the boys helped with that, and of course Summer. And I laid down and went to sleep, and I got up and I was sitting in my doorway, and we come out, and Candace asked me what I was doing. I said, well, we got to transplant these little cactuses into bigger pots.
So people have questioned I'll say this: people have questioned when Grandma could have taken a nap. They got home at 3:09 from everything they did. So in between 3:09 and 6 o'clock, uh, well, there was the Facebook picture of one of the boys posted at 6:11.
But that could have been like she could have been trying to post that earlier, and
it just went through.
because their internet, and I can speak from experience because my phone was connected to their internet at one point. It does not upload very quickly. It can take a long time for something to actually upload.
Yeah, it's true. Look, and so people said, "How do we know Candace Senior was selling pills?" Because people that would know, that are in the know, have stated that, and I can assure you that they wouldn't. And then adds and oops, oh, and Summer went swimming. We just played that. 3:30 to 5 p.m. Let's see here. Thanks, innocent. Yeah, I don't get why they're lying either. Who's KM? I don't know. That's it. That's all I'm going. That's all I'm going to do tonight. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Just wanted to do a little live tonight to talk about those few things. I'm gonna go and look at some more things, and I will try to dig a little deeper on some stuff that maybe y'all had questions. So I can put something together that we can be a little bit more formal with. I appreciate it. And again, so I'm going to pray we'll get out of here. Dear Lord, thank you for everything you do in our lives. I ask that you bless each and every person here. I ask you that we look at everybody and everything with an open mind and can find out what really happened this summer, and that justice be served, no matter who is responsible, whether it be the parents, whether it be somebody who just ran across Summer and it was a open opportunity, that this person could be tracked down. If she just wandered off, Lord, let that be known. I pray that you just bring a peace and put it in our hearts. I know there's a lot of us out there that need it. Lord, I ask that you open doors where nobody else can open them, just you, God, and that blessings fall on your people. Let us know what you're about and who you really are. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen.
All right, guys, that's all I'm doing tonight. Thank y'all for being here. Remember, at the end of the day, everybody wants justice.
But justice doesn't have to be carried out with hate. And yes, Leander, you can go ahead and email us.
Yeah, email us, guys. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for being here. Till next time, keep on cracking. God bless. We love each and every one of y'all.
See ya.
Later.